Ayo moderator langsung mulai aja ya.
Arzeto mic-nya belum dinyalain.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning,
Waalaikumsalam.
everyone. The Honorable Lecturer Dr. Udi Samanhudi, SPD, MPD, and all of my beloved friends. First of all, let us thanks to the Almighty God. Because of His blessing, we are able to come here to join in this introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, the presentation today is about education of the post-pandemic era. Now I will read one by one our agenda today. The first session is opening. The second session is introduction. The third session is presentation time. And the fourth session is closing. I'm gonna introduction my friend. I'm Muhammad Arzeto Wisdan, and there Ratu Sheilla and Ratu Sheilla Putri, and then Rizki Aulia, Aisyah, and Lailatuzzahra. Well, let's start our meeting to the first agenda. For the first turn will be given by the first presentation. Please welcome Lailatuzzahra.
Okay, thank you for the moderator. And first, let me introduce myself. My name is Lailatuzzahra, and now I will to explain about the definition or what is COVID-19 is. Coronavirus disease, COVID-19, is an infectious disease caused by the SARS-CoV-2 virus, and this pandemic has caused the paralysis of the economic system and also education in almost the whole world. So, thought to be spread between people, mainly by respiratory droplets. This part can also be generated from sneezing and also normal breathing. In addition, the virus can be spread by touching and contaminate surface and then touching someone's face. And then COVID-19 is most contagious when the person who has it has symptoms, although it's possible to spread it before symptoms appear. The virus attack anyone regardless of age, then even baby can get the virus. As a result, many were affected by the virus, especially in the field of education, where during the pandemic, government advised not to do activities outside the home. Therefore, teaching and learning activities at the time had time to live. Maybe that's all from me. So it will be explained by the next speaker. I back to the moderator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lailatuzzahra. And the second presenter, please welcome Rizki Aulia.
Okay, thank you to the moderator. The first is I want to introduce myself. My name is Rizki Aulia, and I want to tell you about the several government policies. The first is social distancing. Social distancing means that our government does not allow any activities that cause crowds of people, including teaching and learning activities in school. The second is close school. Because there are government does not allow crowds of people, the government close school in order to reduce new cluster of the development of the COVID-19 virus. The third is online school. Because schools are closed to reduce the development of the COVID-19 virus, but the education system in Indonesia must not be paralyzed so that online teaching and learning activities are carried out. So that's all from me. I give back to the moderator.
Thank you, Rizki Aulia. And the next presenter is Aisyah.
Okay, thanks to moderator for giving me time. I would like to explain a little bit about the impacts caused by the COVID-19. We can see that on the screen there are many impacts caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, one of which is the implementation of distant education, which caused learning loss for students. As we know, this pandemic gave a lot of impact on education in Indonesia, which is our country, whether it's bad impact or good impact. But it is undeniable that there are more bad impacts caused by this pandemic than the good ones. One of them is because in this pandemic era, the government's implementing an online learning system. A lot of students have problems with this online learning. For the example is a lack of knowledge and skills academically, or we can say as learning loss. The situation shows that students are considered to have lost learning or have not learned anything. And also, there are other obstacles in this online learning, such as problems on the network, difficulty in understanding the material received by students, and many complaints such as being given a lot of assignments. But besides that, there are positive sides in this online learning system. For the example is people who previously didn't understand using technology such as smartphone or laptop have understood since the implementation of online learning. And online learning system also, students are usually required to be more creative, such as being given the task of creating content on YouTube or making TikTok videos containing positive information. Okay, maybe that's all from me. I turn back to the moderator.
Yeah, thank you, Aisyah. And the next presenter is Ratu Sheilla Putri.
Okay, thank you to moderator. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Ratu Putri SD. I want to explain the education system before and after the pandemic era. Okay, so maybe in some school facilities and activities probably during this pandemic. And during the COVID-19 pandemic, school that can't do face-to-face learning must apply health protocols. And class capacity before the pandemic can be fully utilized. And face-to-face school before the pandemic system was moderate. Okay, so the pandemic has made all the education system across the world to adopt distance learning since the pandemic passed face-to-face learning to online learning. So in most developed countries, course and exam are conducted by online using different application and social network. Use the situation and opportunity to install network infrastructure and scale internet access across urban and rural areas. And in some countries, before COVID-19, there was an online learning system available, but traditional face-to-face learning had the power. But now, online learning is going to be the first option. In many countries, teaching and learning progress is provided by using a distance learning method. The digital learning management systems such as like Google Classroom and Model, massive open online course platform, and so many more. And after the pandemic era, parents may be unwilling to send their children back to school because they may prefer their children to continue to support them in cattle herding and farming. The school should treat those students who do not return to school, and also even if the country recovers from COVID-19, parents may fear to send their children back to school. So the design strategies to encourage parents to send their children back to school. And the education system needs strategy how to prevent teacher and student to respond effectively and efficiently. During the after COVID-19, when the COVID-19 pandemic is over, the education system needs to prepare everyone to be flexible and adapt quickly to various learning platforms during the time of crisis. So the global community may need to support the education system in developing country in their effort to prepare school, teachers, student, and parent for the future. I think enough for me to explain about the education system before and after the pandemic era. I go back to moderator.
Okay, thank you, Ratu Sheilla. And for the last material, it will given by me. Next slide, please. next material is the education of the post-pandemic era. Post-pandemic education can be said to be recovering because we know that during the pandemic, teaching and learning activities are carried out online, and not a few students feel the on-time teaching and learning activities and less effective than face-to-face. So the online is the effective is less than the offline or face-to-face learning. So I guess that's it from me. Or back to moderator. Okay, thank you, Mama Arzeto Wisden. And the first session is closing. The material, the conclusion will be given by Lailatuzzahra, please.
Okay, so I will also give the conclusion for the presentation today. So the conclusion is about our discussion this time is that the education system during the pandemic was paralyzed, not completely paralyzed, but decreased because online teaching and learning activities were considered less effective, but post-pandemic education has recovered because face-to-face teaching and learning has been re-implemented. Thank you.
Thank you, Lailatuzzahra, for the conclusion. So I guess that's wrap up from our group. So thank you for listening from our presentation. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Wabarakatuh.